In 2019, a couple in Texas opened a small coffee shop after spending almost their entire savings. They believed they were finally escaping the paycheck-to-paycheck life most Americans quietly hate. For years, they worked exhausting jobs, dealt with rude managers, rising rent, inflation, and constant stress. Owning a business felt like freedom, the American dream. And honestly, in the beginning, everything looked successful. The grand opening was packed. Social media engagement exploded. Friends congratulated them. Customers lined up every morning. From the outside, it looked like the business was thriving. But 18 months later, the coffee shop shut down permanently. Not because the coffee was bad, not because customers disappeared completely, and not because they were lazy. The business died for the same reason thousands of American businesses quietly die every year: cash flow. That is the uncomfortable reality nobody talks about online. Most businesses in America do not collapse because the idea was terrible. They collapse because they run out of breathing room financially before stability arrives. And psychologically, that destroys business owners faster than people realize. Because when cash becomes tight, fear changes human behavior completely. Owners start making emotional decisions instead of rational ones. They panic. They overwork themselves. They slash prices desperately. They borrow money recklessly. They stop sleeping properly. Financial pressure slowly turns intelligent people into exhausted survival thinkers. That is why business failure in America is rarely just about money. It is usually about stress destroying decision-making first. And in today's economy, that pressure is becoming more brutal than ever. Across America, small business owners are fighting rising operating costs constantly. Rent increases, insurance costs, payroll pressure, higher supply costs, advertising competition, interest rates, economic uncertainty. Many businesses look successful online while privately struggling every single month just to survive. Social media hides that reality because nobody wants to publicly admit their business is drowning financially. Instead, people post motivational quotes while secretly terrified about unpaid invoices and declining bank balances. That disconnect is psychologically dangerous because it creates the illusion that everyone else is succeeding except you. But behind the scenes, countless business owners are stressed beyond belief. And the scariest part? Most businesses do not die instantly. They bleed slowly. One bad month becomes three. Three becomes six. Then eventually, one unexpected expense pushes everything over the edge. A broken freezer, a lawsuit, a tax problem, a slow sales season. Suddenly, the business has no cash left to absorb the shock. That is why cash flow is often more important than profit itself. A business can technically be profitable on paper and still collapse because there's not enough actual cash available at the right time. Most new entrepreneurs completely underestimate that reality. They focus on sales but ignore survival margins. And emotionally, humans naturally become overconfident during early success. That confidence can become financially deadly, because once money starts coming in, people begin expanding too quickly. Bigger office spaces, more employees, better equipment, expensive branding. They start spending based on future expectations instead of present stability. And that destroys businesses constantly across America. If you're new here, subscribe because this channel is about the real psychology behind money, business, survival, and modern American society. Because honestly, the financial pressure destroying businesses today is affecting far more people than most realize.
One of the biggest reasons American businesses fail is something most entrepreneurs never expect in the beginning: emotional exhaustion. People imagine business failure as one dramatic moment, a bankruptcy headline, a closed storefront, a final goodbye post online. But in reality, many businesses die mentally long before they die financially. The owner slowly burns out until decision-making becomes survival-based instead of strategic. And in America today, burnout is quietly becoming one of the most dangerous business killers of all. Imagine running a small restaurant in California, or a trucking company in Florida, or a clothing brand in New York. Every month feels like financial warfare. Payroll must be covered, rent is due, taxes keep coming, employees call out, customers complain online, supply costs rise unexpectedly. Meanwhile, social media keeps showing millionaire entrepreneurs talking about grinding harder, as if exhaustion is some badge of honor. But eventually, the human brain reaches a limit. Chronic stress changes how people think financially. Business owners begin reacting emotionally instead of rationally. They make rushed hiring decisions. They overspend trying to create fast growth. Or they become so afraid of losing money that they stop investing in the business entirely. Both extremes can become deadly. This is something many Americans working normal jobs never fully see. Owning a business often means carrying invisible psychological pressure every single day. Employees eventually clock out mentally. Owners usually do not. Even during family dinners or vacations, many business owners are thinking about invoices, sales numbers, taxes, lawsuits, and future survival. That constant mental pressure slowly destroys clarity. And once clarity disappears, businesses start making expensive mistakes. Sometimes it starts with desperation marketing. Owners spend thousands on ads hoping for instant results. Sometimes it becomes reckless debt. In recent years, many American businesses borrowed aggressively because cheap money made expansion feel safe. But when interest rates increased, monthly payments suddenly became crushing. Businesses that looked healthy externally were quietly drowning internally. And that is another uncomfortable truth. Revenue alone means almost nothing if expenses rise faster. A business making $1 million annually can still be financially fragile if margins are weak. Yet modern culture glorifies revenue numbers constantly because large numbers sound impressive online. Nobody posts about cash reserves, debt ratios, or operating margins on Instagram. But financially, those hidden numbers determine survival. During economic uncertainty, businesses with strong cash reserves often survive, while flashy businesses collapse quickly. That is why experienced entrepreneurs obsess over stability more than appearance. They understand one bad season can destroy years of progress. The psychology of survival changes everything. During financial pressure, owners begin taking shortcuts they normally would never take. Customer service declines, product quality drops, employees become overworked, and slowly the business reputation starts weakening. The terrifying part is that customers can feel desperation even when owners try hiding it. Energy changes, service changes, leadership changes. Stress leaks into everything eventually. And in modern America, consumers are already financially stressed themselves. That means businesses today operate in a brutally competitive environment where customers have less patience and less loyalty than before. If this video is helping you understand the deeper realities behind business survival, subscribe to Andrew Finance, because most financial conversations online avoid the emotional truths quietly shaping the American economy every single day. And honestly, those hidden psychological factors often matter more than the business idea itself.